Hey, it's your TV BFF Jen, and today I will be watching the 4th episode of Queen Charlotte. So the cat is out of the bag. Charlotte now knows that George has something going on with him. Something is wrong with George. She saw him have a full-on mental episode. He was acting erratically, irrationally. He might have been hallucinating. He was referring to Venus like she was a person. She finally realized why everyone has been so mysterious about George and why they wouldn't tell her anything about him. So now I'm expecting her to start demanding answers. What is wrong with you? What is going on here? Either directly from George or to the people around him, like his head assistant guy, his butler. I don't know what his actual title is. And I'm hoping that George will just be open with her, but I could also see him at this point maybe being embarrassed that she saw him like that and shutting her down and not wanting to talk about it. We'll see what happens this episode. The other big development was Lady Danbury's husband passed away. So how does that change Lady Danbury's life now that she is a widowed woman in the ton with this new title and this important role that she now has as being kind of an in-between between the Princess Dowager and the Queen? All right, well, I'm excited to check it out, so let's get into it.
If Your Majesty prefers to retire, Mr. Reynolds and I are perfect.
Am I not permitted to watch the king? What is this? What is happening?
Yep, she's demanding answers.
When you see that 2 of these horses can accomplish in a day what took a team of oxen a week, you shall learn how easily old habits die.
Excuse me, Your Majesty. It is the Dowager Princess. You are needed at the palace. I believe she has found you a bride.
Oh, we're going back in time. Okay. So George is trying to innovate farming. That's pretty cool.
Every day you fail to produce an heir, our family's position weakens.
Right. What would the people prefer? A royal baby or cheap bread?
Right now, they have neither.
Oh, she called his ass out.
I have found you a queen. The betrothal contracts are signed.
She lose the moon.
Lose the moon?
No longer choose no bride. She loses the moon and she's lost.
Withdraw.
Oh no.
Pollux lost Regulus and...
Oh, this poor man. Oh, that's so hard to watch. I can only imagine how worried his mother must have been.
The symptoms remain consistent with an inflamed cerebellum.
An inflamed cerebellum.
It is an excess of ill humor in the legs.
We tried your methods.
Ill humor in the legs?
Maybe time to consider what none of your physicians have dared. Merely suffering a disorganization of the nerves. A disorganization I have devoted my career to curing.
I don't trust this guy.
This quack has no place among proper doctors.
The proper doctors have failed me, so I have had to cast a wider net.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
My methods do not require bleeding the patient or bruising his legs with tourniquets.
Aye. What do they involve then?
Simply talking to him.
Are we to believe this malady can be cured with one's voice?
It depends on the voice.
Okay, he's not sounding totally insane. He probably needs some sunlight too. This room is so dark.
Remember yourself. You command an entire kingdom. You can command yourself too. You're to marry in a week. Are you fit to marry, George?
I am.
I'm actually kind of mad that worked because I don't think it would have been that easy. Just give him a little speech and now he snaps out of it. I don't think that's how that would work.
What are you doing?
Disappearing, as evidently the bride has done. I'm not ready, not right.
I have examined you thoroughly and you are perfectly right.
Do I look perfectly right to you?
You are perfectly right.
Wait, no. He is right. I forgot myself. Thank you, Doctor.
The fuck?
Hello, my lady. Are you in need of assistance of some kind?
Cute.
Does Your Majesty not find the Queen attractive?
I did not know a woman could be so beautiful.
Aww.
If she were ugly, if she were dull, I might feel myself up to the task. Instead, her brilliance shows the troll I am.
He doesn't believe he's good enough for her. That's so sad.
Now I shall leave her alone, safe from me. Shall return to my planets, my stars. They at least I can be sure not to harm.
Okay, that's really heartbreaking. I'm such a sap because I'm actually tearing up. That's really, really sad.
Where is he?
Your Majesty, we were not
Where
expecting
is he?
the observatory, Your Majesty. Perhaps this is good.
Perhaps it is bad.
You can see his butler is worried about him. Okay, this is bugging me. I need to know what his role is. Okay, so he is the king's footman. I feel better. I still don't know what a footman is. But now I at least know what his role is called. I feel like I should give him a proper name. All right, let's get back to it.
I do not want to fight.
I want to fight with you. Fight with me. Fight for me.
Go home!
This was a really good scene.
Scientists keep the best of it to themselves. Say a doctor is brought in to treat a king. He would employ only his safest, his most proven treatments, keeping the cutting edge of his methods to himself.
Oh, I don't think this is a good idea. He wants to get into experimental things.
I would require rooms in the palace and license to pursue more extreme measures.
Anything.
No. No, this isn't good. Oh, this isn't gonna go well. No, I don't like it.
You are used to the obedience of others. You have not learned to obey. We require solitude. You are dismissed.
What is this man gonna do to him?
You have never known the salubrious powers of Spartan habits. Again.
So he's just gonna torture him.
Above all, you have never learned to submit. Your mind ranges undisciplined.
Ah, so that's what's wrong with him. He needs to be disciplined. Aww, not the puppy.
This is the cure.
No,
Submission.
no, submission is not the cure. He's a quack. Oh, I hate this. I really, really, really hate this.
I shall govern you. Do you understand me, boy? In here, you are just another animal in a cage. Just like an animal, I will break you!
No, he's sadistic and awful. Oh, and I hate that George has willingly put himself in this man's hands. Horrible.
Our goal was to restore me to myself. Much more of this, and I will not have a self to return to.
I do not call it the terrific method for nothing. Terror is its very basis.
Fantastic.
Germans transformed their wolves into this thing. I will do to you what the Germans did to their wolves until you are as harmless and obedient as his.
There are so many things wrong with this. It's honestly horrible to think that while Charlotte was so isolated when she became queen and having all of her little sad dinners, that the king was going through this absolute medieval torture. I'm pretty stunned, actually.
Is Your Majesty quite all right?
Of course, why wouldn't I be?
Forgive me, Your Majesty, no reason at all. It is a prodigious quantity of ice they keep carting around here.
Are you questioning the doctor's methods?
He need to shut up. But he's right. He cares about him. You can tell.
Is there any chance I have of being with her?
Oh my god, he's putting himself through this specifically to be with her. Oh, that just twisted the knife.
A woman like that is too dangerous for a man like me.
Or maybe a perfect match.
What do you think?
I think we cannot know until His Majesty spends more time with her.
They are a perfect match.
Ready the carriage, Reynolds. We're going to Buckingham House.
God, this poor guy. She's playing herself in chess. That's funny.
She is mad.
I believe she is lonely, Your Majesty.
She is lonely.
Your Majesty might provide the Queen a gesture, some token, some sign that she is not really alone.
What hours does the doctor keep in his laboratory?
Does Your Majesty require his attention?
On the contrary.
So he stole the dog from the doctor? Who knows what they were doing to that poor dog, so I'm glad that they sprung him free. Oh my god, I just realized no wonder he was so fine staying in that basket. He was used to just being in that cage. Ugh, depressing.
I want the Queen to know we will not be caged forever.
Aww. Oh god, I wonder if the doctor gets pissed at him for that. I wouldn't want that guy to put a straight razor to my throat.
The Dowager Princess has asked me to convey a message to Your Majesty.
Consummate. Well, that is a very straightforward message.
You know what? No ice bath. No chair today.
Your Majesty?
Today I would rather work on my farm.
Oh, he defied him. Doctor's not gonna like that. But guess what? You're not actually in power here, buddy. So suck on that. Oh my. This is purely eye candy for the lady audience, which I'm not objecting to.
He just realised the error of his ways. His loins throb only for Her Majesty.
Ew. No one should be talking about loins, I'm sorry.
That is a welcome development.
It is. Have his bits healed then?
Shouldn't talk about bits either.
No fish around the king.
I thought I hated seafood. They sit so far apart. And his hand is shaking. His footman is always watching over him. Aww. He just needed a kind hand to help calm him down.
Not now, Doctor. I'm busy moving.
Without consulting me, but such a change could have disastrous consequences for your health.
Doctor, I feel healthier than I have in years.
Oh, I'm scared about where this is going. After his latest fit, I think he's going to be in that doctor's hands again, and I hate it.
If we do not resume treatment soon, we risk losing everything we have accomplished.
You and I, Doctor, have accomplished nothing. Anything accomplished for me has been the work of my bride. Her methods have done more for me than you and your chair ever could.
Oh, he didn't like that. And he's holding a razor to his throat. Oh, that is so scary.
You give free rein to your most capricious urges.
I thought that terror was the price of being royal. Now, I have met a woman who was never terrified.
That's about right.
Breaks rules, courts, scandal, and she is the most royal person I've ever known.
Fuck. He loves her so much. Ugh. She has inspired him. She's given him confidence. That's just beautiful.
You can do anything, George.
With you by my side, I think I can.
Wow, that takes on a whole new meaning. She's given him hope.
Stay away from her.
But, Your Majesty, she came to me.
But why would she need a doctor?
She is with child. She was not sure, but I am. Congratulations, Your Majesty.
Whoa, that's a bombshell. That's the night he had his freak out, isn't it? It seems like his anxiety is triggering these episodes. Huh.
What is this? What is happening? What has happened to my husband?
All right, now we are caught up to current. She is gone. I don't think he remembers last night at all. Oh, she's just leaving? No.
Reynolds!
Come on, Charlotte. You can't just leave him like that.
I beg.
Brimsley, stop!
He actually stopped this time.
All this time I thought I was the damaged one. That somehow I was deficient when he...
The king is not mad.
Oh.
The king is merely exhausted from holding the greatest nation in the world on his shoulders. What could you know about that? The weight on his mother as she watches her son start to crack.
Oh.
He was talking to the sky!
And what of it? Now you sit at the helm of the world. What matter if your husband has his peculiarities?
Oh no. Poor George. Ugh, I hate that he heard that. No, not this. George, please. I knew it. I was so scared this would happen.
Strap me back in.
Fuck. No. Doctor is so happy to have him back. Absolutely sick. Well, that episode was very hard to watch. I do appreciate that they filled in some blanks for us. We've seen everything so far from Charlotte's perspective. It was good to see what was happening with George during these pivotal moments of their relationship timeline We saw why he was absent for so long and why she was left alone. He really didn't feel like he was good enough to be with her, but he was very interested in her and finally allowed himself the opportunity to get closer to her. It was beautiful to see him opening up to her and feeling better, and then he has this horrible fit, and here he is back to where he was before, putting himself in the hands of this horrible doctor who clearly loves the power that he has over this king that he's treating, and he's abusing that power. He's just an abusive man. He wants control over other people, other beings like the animals he's testing on. But the king is desperate. He wants to be cured. He wants to be normal. He's willing to do whatever he needs to do to be the man that he wants to be, not only for himself, but to feel worthy of this woman who he clearly has fallen for. That's just so tragic and sad. And I hate that he heard that conversation that she had with the queen, not the queen, the Princess Dowager. I do think it's interesting that they showed him listening to her having that conversation, because in an earlier episode, she overheard a conversation between him and the Princess Dowager. This episode was different than expected in that we were getting a lot of backstory, a lot of rewatching the same storyline, but from a different perspective. I do think that was super important because it gave us a whole new perspective on what the king has been going through. But we also didn't make a lot of forward progress in the story. For example, we didn't see any of Lady Danbury this episode, so we don't know what's happened to her in the aftermath of her husband's death. And other than the conversation between Queen Charlotte and the Princess Dowager, and then the king turning himself back over to the doctor, we haven't seen a lot of the aftermath of what happened in the previous episode when he had his fit. So I am interested to see in the next episode how we follow up on these events. Well, if you enjoyed this reaction, give me a like, consider subscribing, and ring that bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.